Hi, this young man, you see, this picture, is a young man, he was only 16 years of age. His name was Jason Mays. He used to live near me. I never knew the guy. He got stabbed to death in 2006. I gather he was a student and a keen football supporter for Liverpool FC. He used to work at an Indian restaurant, which is now a kebab house. And he was killed I think it was a Friday or Saturday night, by this man who is this man moved here when he was 12. He's Bangladeshi Muslim, states this in the papers. Now, it's quite apparent from the reports of his friend who was out with that night, this ex-Indian takeaway worker. If you read the reports, he was stabbed in the street outside this takeaway. Well, you know, it sounds like a heated argument, but his friend clearly stated that he heard screaming, and this JJ, as his friends knew him, his family knew him, was locked in the shop behind one of these steel barred security gates. So he was actually, at the time of his multiple stabbings, he was actually locked inside the shop. Now this man here, this chap from Salford, what's his name, Mr. Bozar Udin from Rochdale, claims this young man was trying to get out of the shop with a box of chicken wings or chicken pieces, which, you know, if he was running out of the shop, I suppose, you know, in haste you could stab someone, but it clearly states on one of the reports, and I quote, I'll try and find the link and put it on. He was slashed repeatedly under his arm, which was the fatal wound where it cut an artery. He bled to death 100 and odd yards away from the shop. Also, there were wounds on top of both hands and the top of his arm. Now, I don't know about you, but when somebody talks about having cuts on the hands and the arms, it sounds like defence wounds to me. I could be wrong, but you know, only one of the many reports at the time mentioned he had 4 wounds. He just said a single stab wound to the chest under his arm was the fatal killing. Anyway, it was supposed to be a murder charge. This chap's family, I've just took this picture now. This chap's family have obviously been up literally the last few days to put this little memorial on, which I think was, I'll get it up again. There. So they've obviously been up. He's obviously sorely missed because they've actually been up the last few days and put these flowers by the plaque. Probably his mother, his sister. As I say, I don't know this chap. I never knew this chap. It was before I moved in this area. But it strikes me when a guy of good character, previous good character, as far as we know, you know, he had no criminal record. I don't think he'd been arrested. And you've got this chap, and Rochdale, a former MP in Rochdale and a serving MP, actually gave him character witnesses. So I don't know if they went to the same club. I don't know how, you know, an MP can give a character witness to someone with 3 kids that stabs to death a teenage boy, a 16-year-old boy just started his life. It states this Mr. Udin was a chef, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was the owner, to be honest. As we see, this is actually on the wall. I've just been up and took this at night. This is actually a plaque on the wall which the council are on about removing, you know, to cover it all over and keep the Muslims happy and, you know, make sure everybody forgets about it. A bit like the Rotherham child abuse and the child abuse I've seen at local kebab houses, where it's gone on week after week after week. And, you know, you mentioned it to 2 police women who you used to liaise with at the time, and, oh, well, it's nothing to do with us, you know, oh, well, the girls shouldn't go near these fellas. Well, they're only 12 or 13. Different matter, but it just shows how they go out of the way to cover these bloody foreigner, these immigrants' crimes. He's a passport holder, he's not a foreigner as such, but, you know, whether this guy was trying to take this bloody chicken or not, I don't think to try and stab someone 4 times with something like this, or bigger, a butcher's knife, it stated, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, here we are, there's a fiver's worth of chicken, I'll just stab you to death. And you can crawl 100 yards up the road and bleed to death. Apparently he survived for a day or 2, but obviously it done so much damage that they couldn't save him. He died 2 days later. So just a thought, this is the standard of justice you get, you know. I'm sure if I stabbed a Muslim, you know, 4 times, or anyone for that matter, and made 4 attempts at stabbing them, and then he bled to death. Oh, another thing as well, after they'd stabbed him, they stayed in the shop, and the guy like limped or crawled or whatever 100 odd yards away to where this plaque is. So they're on about removing this. That'll get it away. That'll cover it up nicely, won't it? Whitewash it. These kebab houses are popping up everywhere. This was an Indian at the time. It is now a Mamma Mia pizza shop full of bloody Middle Eastern Muslims. But this is, you know, you get Britain first and the other people. You know, this is what they mean. I mean, I know you want racial harmony and you don't want, you know, anything like this, but any trouble. But I mean, for God's sake, this lad lost his life allegedly over some petty attempted theft, which frankly I don't believe it. Did they owe him money? You know, these Muslims, I've worked with them, I've worked for them. We don't like paying the debts. Believe me, we don't like paying the debts. And if he was just trying to run off with some stuff, as they accused him of, him and the other 3 guys, so he was outnumbered 4-1. If he was trying to run off with the stuff, then how come he was locked in the shop? And how come they rushed through a manslaughter charge when it was supposed to be clearly murder? You know, just stab one of them into your artery. You know, oh yeah, it's manslaughter, isn't it? When you're locked in a shop, outnumbered with four Muslims of various ages. I don't know. It just doesn't seem on to me. No wonder people are going mad. Now here's his memorial. So the council want to get rid of it, of course. You know, they'd rather forget about it. I mean, the gang of people that run this Mamma Mia pizza shop now, there's always 14-year-old girls outside, always showing off with a white Audi, the boss's white Audi. You know, the usual tricks. Oh, you want to ride? You are very beautiful. You know, this is how it works. So anyway, I'm very sorry what happened to this young lad. He lived round the corner. Oh, another reason they say, even his parents, even his mother, stated in the newspaper, she's convinced part of it was because she was from a poor council estate. As we know, like in Manchester way, the police, Greater Manchester Police, ignored reports of grooming and molestation of 1,400, wasn't it? At least 1,400 girls have been ignored and raped. Some of them got pregnant, some of them threatened with petrol and everything. So anyway, sorry to lose you, young lad. I never knew you, but you should have served not longer than 18 months for stabbing you to death, I think. That's how long he served, 18 months for taking somebody's life. And this is a guy with 3 kids. I don't believe his story. I think he was trapped inside the kebab house. They were arguing over owed money or something like this. And this character, but he took it upon himself to teach this dirty kuffar. That's what he calls kuffar, Kaffirs. What they used to call the Africans, Kaffirs. Kuffar. That's us. Dirty, lawless kuffar. So no doubt he's still working in Indian or a kebab house in Manchester somewhere. So anyway, feel sorry for his family and his sister and all the rest of them. They hold a firework display quite often. It went off just recently, probably when they put these flowers here. And every year they have a fireworks display just to mark his leaving, should we say. So there you go. That's my little rant. But you know,